This season is about to be really interesting for the rookie quarterbacks. I mean, you look at this year's draft, Caleb Williams was a lock for number 1 overall, and then Jaden Daniels and Drake May was a lock for number 2 or 3, and then the other guys, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, and Bo Nix, they were controversial number 1. That's the number 1. I'm at first round picks. Yeah, I don't really know where to go from here, so I'm just going to get into ranking the quarterbacks on how well I think they're going to do this season. Let's get right onto it. Alright, well, there is one thing I should say before we get started. There are going to be 7 quarterbacks that we are going to be ranking today. Yeah, that's better. Let's get right into it. Coming in at number 7, we have Michael Penix for the Atlanta Falcons. I think most NFL fans can agree that drafting Michael Penix at number 8 overall, especially by the Atlanta Falcons, was a stretch, to say at the least. Now, if they wanted a quarterback, they could have waited until the later rounds. I think it actually would have been a smart move, especially since they got rid of Desmond Ridder. But it makes even weirder sense, I guess is the way to put it, knowing that they signed Kirk Cousins this offseason. So it does not make any sense at all. The Falcons said they wanted to try a Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers route where they draft a quarterback and they wait 3 to 4 years and he comes in and he does really well. Well, when Michael Penix is going to start in 3 to 4 years, he's going to be 27, 28 years old. He's going to be in the prime of his career. Jordan Love just started playing and he's 24 years old, or 25 years old. He's 25 years old, but still, that's a lot younger than what Michael Penix is going to be in that projected time frame. And not only that, but they could have waited maybe next year for someone like Carson Beck, Jalen Milroe, Shedeur Sanders, someone like that. They could have stayed patient. Instead, they drafted one of the oldest quarterbacks entering the draft. It's just not a good look. But if Kirk Cousins can stay healthy and perform like he did before his injury, I don't see a way where Michael Penix starts any games unless they have a really good record by the end of the season and they have the playoffs locked up. Or if they just bring him in, well, no, that actually wouldn't be starting, he'd just be playing games. I see him coming in like at the end of the game so they're winning big or whatever, but Michael Penix, I just don't see him getting really any playing time at all, so that's why I have him at number 7. I do like Penix. I'm going to be rooting for him in the NFL. It just really sucks that an incompetent franchise would go ahead and make a very dumb move like that. I mean, this is the worst thing that's happened to the Falcons since 28-3. At number 6, I have Spencer Rattler for the New Orleans Saints. Now, Spencer Rattler had an up and down college career. He started out in Oklahoma, where in his 2020 season, he had pretty good stats, and in 2021, he was a Heisman favorite and the favorite to go number 1 overall in 2022. However, he was struggling big time and he had some pretty big ego issues, and he'd be replaced by Caleb Williams in their game against Texas, and he'd be the starter from there on out. And Spencer Rattler would relocate. I don't know why I said relocate. He would transfer to South Carolina after that season. But once he transferred to South Carolina, he cleared up his ego-ness and his cockiness, and he wasn't back to that first round status he was at or even a Heisman candidate, but he did improve and he was a pretty solid quarterback at South Carolina. Spencer Rattler would be drafted in the 5th round by the New Orleans Saints, and honestly he should have been taken higher. It was a bit of a fall, but he is in a favorable situation where theyre, I'm just going to admit, he's one of the worst starting quarterbacks entering 2024, and I think if he starts playing bad, I think Spencer Rattler has a chance to start a few games or overtake Derek Carr as the starter. So I think Spencer Rattler, the position he's in, is not too bad. That's why I have him at number 6. At number 5, we have Bo Nix for the Broncos. So I think Bo Nix was also a stretch at number 12 overall, and I have him on the same tier as Penix and Rattler and the next guy we're going to be talking about. However, there are a few things that separates Nix from the other two, and that's why I have him a little higher. For one, the Broncos' weapons, they're not too bad. I know the Broncos are going to be pretty crappy next year, but they still have some guys like Javonte Williams, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, Marvin Mims isn't too bad. Like I said, they're in a rebuilding phase. They're going to be pretty bad next year. And for another, look at the starting quarterback for the Broncos right now. It's Jarrett Stidham. I think there's an easily a way that Bo Nix can replace him in the future, but I think if he does start most of the games, Bo Nix, I don't think he's going to do too good. He's going to be pretty decent like Desmond Ridder, for example. But yeah, that's about that for Bo Nix. At number 4, we have J.J. McCarthy of the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said earlier, J.J. McCarthy is on the same tier as Penix, Rattler, and Bo Nix, but I do think he has the most upside of all these guys. The game manager allegations are going to be in full effect this season and for the rest of his career. unless he proves everyone wrong by like year 2 or 3 or whatever. But there is a reason why I have him higher, not just because of upside, but his situation is a lot better than all 3 of those guys. Similar to the Broncos, the Vikings are kind of in a rebuilding phase, and they also lost a lot of people in the offseason, but they still have some solid weapons, and the weapons are better than the Broncos. For example, Aaron Jones, he's a top 15, top 20 running back in the NFL, and Ty Chandler isn't a bad running back too. You also have Justin Jefferson, who, if he's healthy this season, will be the best wide receiver in the NFL. Also, Jordan Addison's entering his 2nd season, and I think he's going to emerge as one of the best wide receiver 2s in the NFL this season. And then TJ Hawkinson, who you could argue is a top 5 tight end in the NFL. And while he's not going to be quarterback number 1 to start out the year, I think it's going to be easy, or not easy, but I think it's possible at some point during the season that he overtakes Sam Darnold for that number 1 QB spot. At number 3, we have Drake May of the New England Patriots. Now for number 2 and number 3, it was weird. Who do I pick, Jaden Daniels or Drake May? And I was thinking about going Drake May at number 2, but then I saw the situation he's in, and that's what changed my mind. For starters, he's not even going to be QB1 entering the season, and that's probably going to change by about week 4 or week 5, but if he was QB1, he had more of a chance to be at number 2, and you see the options he has, the weapons he has. That's not good. His running backs are Ramondre Stevenson, and he's a top 20 running back in the NFL. He's not bad, but you look at the receiver crew, holy cow, it's horrible. His wide receiver number 1 possibly for this season is Kendrick Bourne. That's horrible. I think AJ Osborne has the potential to be pretty solid this season, but besides that, this is a horrible wide receiver crew. This might be the worst in the NFL. It's pretty bad. Hunter Henry isn't too bad, and Antonio Gibson, I forgot he signed with the Patriots this season. He's not too bad either. He kind of fell off though from his rookie season in his sophomore year. But besides that, this receiver crew is terrible. It's very bad. I do want to say though, I think Drake May has more upside than Jaden Daniels does. However, just for this season, there is really no talent around Drake May. So hopefully the Patriots can give him some talent, and well, Drake May can live up to his full potential. At number 2, we have Jaden Daniels from the Commanders. Like I said, Drake May has more upside than Jaden Daniels, but this season, the Commanders, they just have it set up better for Jaden Daniels, even though some of these free agent signings were really dumb. Like, why did they sign Austin Eckler? And why did they sign Zach Ertz? And on the defensive end, why did they sign Bobby Wagner? For a rebuilding team, signing these guys, especially since they're washed, it really doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's talk about the weapons itself. The running back group isn't all too bad. Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, I really do like that 1-2 punch. And then you look at the receivers, Terry McLaurin's pretty solid, so is Jahan Dotson, and then you have other pretty decent guys like Guymie Brown, Luke McCaffrey, who I guess is going to be a part of that starting group, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Zach Ertz is washed. It's better than a lot of these guys' groups on here, but like I said, it makes no sense the Commanders went out of their way to sign these guys. And at number 1, no surprise, it's Caleb Williams. In terms of hype entering the NFL and in terms of the situation he's been put in, I think Caleb Williams has the potential to have the greatest quarterback rookie season of all time, if not the greatest rookie season of all time. I know it's been talked about a lot, and I even made a YouTube video and a short about it, but when you have DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, and Cole Kmet all on the same team as a rookie, you're set up very well. So that's the end of the video. Let me know how you think all the rookie quarterbacks are gonna do this season. Let me know who you think is gonna be the best. Let me know who you think is gonna be the surprise or the disappointing guy. Let me know all that if you want, of course. I'm not forcing you to, but anyway, that's it. Bye.